All right, Shalom, brothers and sisters. And here I am again with another awesome edition concerning Solid Foundation Israelite Academy. I am your host, Shabar Judah Israel. Please, brothers and sisters, family and friends, like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video as well. Topic of discussion tonight will be King James. All right, King James. All right, guys. So that's the topic of discussion on tonight. The topic of discussion on tonight is King James. Going to talk a little bit about King James. King James, guys, was a so-called black man. Okay, and reason why I said so-called black, because the so-called Negroes, or what you call black African Americans, are the real Jews, prophetically speaking, on the Bible. The so-called Negroes, or what you call black people, are prophetically the Jews. Okay? All right? And so King James was a so-called black man. And he was a Jew. Okay, guys, he was not a so-called white man. Don't let them dupe you. Don't let them deceive you by giving you these revised images of King James, telling you he was a so-called white man. Let me show you some revised images of King James. All right. As you can see here, these are modern revised images of King James. And King James was a so-called black man. So how in the hell do we get to this point here? Because this is a revised image. This is a whitewashed image of King James. King James was not a pale skin, pale face, a European, Caucasian, white man. All right, guys. So after this lesson, you will clearly see for yourselves that King James was a so-called black man from the tribe of Judah. He was an Israelite, guys. So let's get into the lesson now. All right. King James, real name. What is his real name? His real name, guys, is James Charles Stewart. James Charles Stewart. All right. And in the month of June 1566, at Edinburgh Castle, he was born in Scotland. So King James was born in Scotland. I mean, he was born at Edinburgh Castle on June 19th, 1566. Okay, guys. So, yeah. Who was King James' mother? King James' mother was Mary Stuart. Mary Stuart, the first, I believe. Mary Stuart, the first. And she was also the Queen of Scotland. Okay. And King James' father, his father, unfortunately, was murdered. And his father's name was Lord Darnley. So I'm going to get King James' parents, guys. So let's go back over King James' mother, Mary Stuart. Let's pull her up. All right, guys, let me put this out here. As you can see, this is a whitewashed picture of Mary Stuart, which is King James' mother. This is a whitewashed picture. Like I said, do not pay no mind to these revised modern images. They are whitewashed by your Renaissance artists in that nature. So let's give you the real picture of King James' mother, Mary Stuart. Let's see, can we find a black image of King James' mother, Mary Stuart? Let's see. All right, guys, this is the best I can do. You can see King James' mother on the left-hand side and his father on the right-hand side. Let me try to enhance this. Let me try to blow it up. As you can see right there, it says Mary Stuart first, Queen of Scotland. And on the right-hand side, you have Henry Lord Darnley, which was King James' father. Once again, guys, Mary Stuart I, Queen of Scotland, was a so-called black woman, as you can see. And also Henry Lord Darnley, which was King James' father, was a so-called black man. And King James himself, guys, was a so-called black man, guys. As you can see, King James himself was a so-called black man. King James, first of England, as you can see. So we're going to get into it. Yeah, guys, King James. So, let's continue on. All right, with that being said, I need to give you a biblical verse behind the whitewashing, because like I was telling you earlier about the modernized images, the whitewashing images of King James and his parents. Let me support that with a biblical scripture. All right. All right, guys. This is Job 9:24. If you can see, guys. Job 9:24, the book of Job, chapter 9, verse 24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Now, what is in reference to the wicked covering the faces of the judges? It's called iconoclasm, guys. Iconoclasm. Iconoclasm is the destruction of spiritual imagery. Okay, when you take a spiritual image that is true, and what you do is you destroy it by whitewashing it. That is the perfect definition of iconoclasm. Like Cesare Borgia, you see, they gave us that fake Messiah according to Job 9:24. He covered the faces of the judges. The so-called white man went and made the Messiah pale-skinned guy, instead of giving you the true biblical inscription of the Messiah. So that's your Job 9:24. They also did it to King James. King James, which is James Charles Stewart. They whitewashed him. They whitewashed his mother, Mary Stuart, and also Henry Lord Darnley, which was his father. They whitewashed him, and many other individuals concerning our people was whitewashed. Okay, so it goes on to say, now ask yourself, what people own this world at the moment, because the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So ask yourself, who owns this world? Who controls this world? Who runs this government? You know, ask yourself that. Who control everything financially, socially, and so forth? Who make legislations and laws? And who's the main judge? Because Job 9:24 says the earth was given to the hands of the wicked, and the wicked covered the faces of the judges. Who's the main judge? The main judge is Hamashiach Yahushua, who they call Jesus Christ, but we also are the judges. That's why in the Bible you have the book called Judges, because the Israelites are the true judges, along with being the ambassadors of Yahushua, who they call Jesus Christ. You see, how did they cover his face? By putting him up as a white man by the name of Cesare Borgia. Renaissance artists, Michelangelo, Leonardo da Vinci, also many other Renaissance artists like Donatello and Raphael, was paid to paint likenesses of Cesare to promote white supremacy. First Maccabees in the Apocrypha. First Maccabees in the Apocrypha, chapter 3, verse 48. And laid open the book of the law. The Israelites, the Jews, laid open the book of the law, which is the Bible, wherein the heathen, which were the Grecians at that time, white people, had sought to paint the likeness of their images. And they've been doing this ever since 1453, the Renaissance. Yeah, man. destroying our spiritual art that our ancestors left behind throughout Russia and many other regions in Europe. When the Renaissance period came in, so-called white man took over. Okay, guys. So much for that. Let's get back to King James, because we were talking about some historical background on King James. Okay, so we're gonna get back into King James, guys, but I had to show you that. Why in the hell we gotta revise King James today? Now, King James, guys, for the proof that King James, was a black man is King James' grandson, King Charles Stuart II, from 1630 to 1685, is also known as the Black Prince or the Black Boy. So this is King James' grandson, which was King Charles Stuart II. He was known as Black Boy. Now, let me pull that up, guys. So as you can see, King James' grandson, King Charles Stuart II, 1630 to 1685, he was known as the Black Prince, or you can say the Black Boy. You see, that's what he was known as. And this is King James' grandson, King Charles II, aka Black Prince, aka Black Boy, okay, or what you call the Negro Prince, or what you call a Negro Boy. All right. So, guys, we was telling you about Henry Lord Darnley, which is King James' father. After his father was murdered, this led to little James that was crowned. His father was murdered. King James, being small at that time, was crowned King James VI of Scotland at the tender age of 13 months old. He was 13 months old when he was crowned King James VI of Scotland. Only 13 months old after his father was murdered. Okay. And that is 1 year old and 1 month. Okay. When he was already anointed king after the death of his father, guys. He was crowned James VI of Scotland at the age of 12. All right. He was crowned James VI of Scotland at the age of 12, because under the law of the Jews, at the age of 12 is when you had to go to the temple of the priest to be anointed. And the Messiah did the same thing. When they say when he was 12 years old, he was found in the temple. So yeah, Christ was 12 when he went into the temple of Jerusalem, and he had to be anointed under the Jewish law, or what you call the law of the Jews. King James was so-called black man, guys, so-called Negro, who are the modern day Jews of today. From the time of his youth, he was tutored in languages. Okay, he was tutored in languages such as Greek, Latin, French, Italian, and Spanish. He was learned in arithmetics, how would you say that? The cosmos, concerning the community of the cosmos, and the study of maps. After ruling Scotland for 36 years, King James became the first ever king to rule over both England and Scotland. So King James became the first king to rule over both England and Scotland, guys. And if you don't know, England actually means angel's land. So England means angel's land. Okay. And Anglo-Saxon, that means translated angelic sons of Isaac. King James, once again, at the age of 36, became the first king to rule over both England and Scotland. He became King of England in 1603 And that's why he was called King James the Sixth in the first. So you'll see on some images it'll say King James the Sixth in the first. Let me see, can we find it? You'll see on some images. I think I had one earlier where it said, you see right here, guys, it said if you look closely at the word Jacobus, top right, King James first is a black Israelite from the house of Jacob. Let's see. And the descendants of Jacob today is blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. Because Isaac and Rebekah had children by the name of Esau and Jacob. Esau is the progenitor of the European people today, and Jacob is the progenitor, aka forefather of the blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. And it says Jacobus, letting you know that King James descended from the house of Jacob, which is also known as the house of Israel. All right, guys, I'm trying to show you where it says King James the first, King James the sixth in the first. Let me try to get another picture, because I had it earlier. It said King James the sixth in the first. See, can we get one? King James was not a damn white man, guys. They need to start with this, man. King James, black man. Let's see. King James, black. If I can't find that portrait, that's fine. But anyway, here it is, guys. All right, as you can see, King James first of England and King James sixth. So yeah, like I was saying, he became King of England in 1603. This is why he was called King James the sixth in the first. He was the sixth of Scotland. You see that? He was the sixth of Scotland and the first of England. All right, so already, you can say that already it was 5 James that ruled before King James. So yeah, before King James, it was like 5 James that ruled before him. The first king to sit on 3 different thrones at one time, King James. The first king to sit on 3 different thrones at one time. Not only did he sit on England, but also Scotland and Ireland. All right. King James was protecting, basically he was protecting Zion during his rule, guys. And he was also fighting against the Roman Catholic Church. Yes, King James was on our side. The Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. And also, he followed our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. That's why you see on the left-hand picture, that's why you see at the top, it says Jacobus. You see? And he was fighting against the Roman Catholic Church. I believe the Roman Catholic Church had King James murdered. I'm not sure, guys, but he was fighting against the Roman Catholic Church. England, Scotland, and Ireland, King James was responsible for uniting these 3 countries into what is called Great Britain today, which was called Ancient Britannica. So he united England, Scotland, and Ireland today, which is called Great Britain, Ancient Britannica. Before the country was called England in the ancient, it was called Britannica, guys. So you also hear things like King James was a homosexual, man. Because you'll hear a lot of people saying that. We try to bring out the truth on King James. They will tell you that King James was a homosexual. You'll see some stuff like this. Let me see, can I find something? All right, wait a minute, guys. You'll see. Like I said, this is a whitewash image. This is not the accurate image of King James. This is not the accurate image, but you'll see things like this. It says King James and the history of homosexuality. You know what I'm saying? Many people believe this madness, but King James was not a homosexual, and I will go into that within a couple seconds, guys. But I forgot to bring some more history out on King James. Once again, we know that King James the Steward was a black man from the tribe of Judah. May the Most High bless King James for translating and protecting the word of the Most High power. They have a higher right here, but we call him Yahweh. All right, guys. And so, yeah, man, like, I got to show you a picture. I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with this book. It's known nature. It's called Nature. Nature Knows No Color Line. This book right here. Nature Knows No Color Line. Now, this woman on the front of this book is better yet known as Queen Anne. Now, King James, okay, King James the Sixth married Queen Anne of Denmark, and they had 9 children. So how in the hell, once again, King James is a homosexual, man? King James married Queen Anne of Denmark, and they had 9 children together. King James VI also wrote poetry for his wife, Queen Anne. He was the only king to have his wife to live in the castle. All right. But they keep saying King James was a homosexual. The reason why they saying that, trying to destroy the character, trying to destroy King James as an individual, because King James was fighting against satanic powers such as the Roman Catholic Church, and which is the mother of harlots, and King James was trying to tear down that stronghold. And after King James is no longer present, they wanna try to, defame his character and tell you all this, that, and the third about him being a homosexual. But I'm gonna explain where did that come in at. Who lied on King James first and foremost, man? Who lied on King James and got this crap out here in the atmosphere that he's a homosexual? Let's go into the Bible, man. This is Psalms 52:2. It says, "Thy tongue deviseth mischiefs, like a sharp razor, working deceitfully." Yeah, man. So who tongue devised mischiefs, like a sharp razor, working deceitfully? Who lied on King James and said that King James was a homosexual, man? Because like I said about the Vaticans, the Roman Catholic Church, they wanted you to be ignorant of this deal. And so you got the Vaticans, that didn't want you to be, basically the Roman Catholic Church, you so-called Negroes, which are the real Jews, the Roman Catholic Church didn't want you to be in no connections with the Bible. Okay? Okay. If they wanted you to be in connections with the Bible, you so-called Negroes, which are the Jews, it seems like they would have promoted and acknowledged a great man such as King James, which was a highly educated black brother of nobility. It seemed like the Roman Catholic Church would have honored this guy if they wanted you to be in connections with the Bible, you so-called Negroes. But they didn't. They defamed him and told you that he was a homosexual. Let's continue to move on, guys. You got this guy by the name of his name escaped me right now. He the one that cooked up that lie and said that King James was a homosexual. I think his name is Anthony Weldon. I think that's what his name is. Yeah, guys, this is the guy that put out this misinformation. This is the guy. I'm going to scoop my video at the bottom. Sir Anthony Weldon was an English 17th century courtier and politician. He is also the purported author of The Court and Character of King James. Although this attribution has been challenged. So, like, he was born in 1583, he died in 1648. Sir Anthony Weldon was the guy responsible for lying on King James and telling you he was a homosexual. Let's get a bigger image of this guy, this damn devil. Okay, you can see right here, guys. This is Anthony Weldon. All right. He the one that wanted you to believe that King James was a homosexual that had sexual relations with his mother and all this type of stuff, you know. But if King James was a homosexual, guys, when King James was translating the Bible, because King James did not write the Bible. King James did not write the Bible, guys. King James hired 47 scholars to translate the Bible. All right. This can easily be found in the Compact Bible Dictionary. I don't know if you guys can see that. The Compact Bible Dictionary. You could just go to page 86 concerning King James, and it says that King James, he had 47 of the best Hebrew and Greek scholars of the day, which was divided in 6 groups: 3 for the Old Testament, 2 for the New, and 1 for the Apocrypha. And what happened was they translated the Bible from the Hebrew, to the Greek, to basically the old Quaker English. So King James, he was not an author, he was the authorizer. All right. So these intelligent people, these scholars that King James hired, 47 of the best Hebrew Greek scholars, these people was most intelligent, and they was like very profound. These scholars who knew more than 8 languages from their age, starting at the age of 6. So these 47 scholars that King James hired to translate the Bible, they knew 8 languages from the age of 6, man. They was very profound, man. All right. Yes, guys. So this little tater head guy that you see before you, Anthony Weldon, turnip head guy, he said that King James was a homosexual, man. And if King James was a homosexual, guys, then all the verses that rebukes homosexuality in the Bible, why did not King James have those passages removed from the Bible? And why the Bible was in the process of being translated? If he was a homosexual, why King James did not have those passages that speaks and rebukes homosexuality removed in the Bible? See? That don't make any sense, man. So they want you to believe he was a homosexual. And he wants you to believe that King James had sex with his mother and all this madness. So he was nominated for calling a decree for the translation of the Old and New Testament. That is King James. He was nominated for calling a decree of the translation of the Old and New Testament out of the original Hebrew Greek tongues translation. It's known today as the King James 1611 Bible. All right, which was published in Britain, I believe, the most accurate translation of the Bible in the ancient Quaker English. And this guy right here, Sir Anthony Weldon, was an all-time hater on King James, man. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Weldon, officer of King James. He was expelled from the court. You know what I'm saying? Because it tells you that he was king. It tells you right there about this guy being King James courtier. It tells you about Sir Anthony Weldon. It says Sir Anthony Weldon was an English 17th century courtier and a politician, but he was removed. Sir Anthony Weldon, an officer of King James court, was expelled from court for sexual immorality, and he vowed to destroy the name of King James. Okay. So when he was removed from his position, he vowed to destroy the name of King James, guys. But all these all these nonsense lies. Weldon, this guy right here, He waited 25 years after King James' death in 1625 to write in his book, The Court and Character of King James. That's his book. He has a book called The Court and Character of King James. He waited 25 years after King James' death in 1625 to come out with this book, in which he had described King James as an unclean homosexual, which can't be true, guys. But yeah, that's what he said. But anyways, without further ado, I think I'm going to close out the video now, guys. There just was a little information on King James. King James was a so-called black man. We showed you guys. He was not a homosexual. We showed you that. He was not a pale skin. He was not a pale face. But yeah, you might want to get this book right here. You guys might want to get this book right here. Barnes & Noble, I believe, is like $55.08. King James, 6th and 1st, and the reunion of Christendom. And as you can see, King James was truly a so-called black man, guys. He was truly a so-called black man. So, please like, comment, and subscribe until the next lesson. See you in the next edition. Shalom, guys.